Hello friends, welcome to Shikshatri. In this video, we shall be discussing question number 1 to 4 of exercise 8.1 on trigonometry. So let's start. Now before we begin, it is requested that you go through all the videos on trigonometry that I have done till date, because most of the concepts that we will be using here would be the ones that we would have already discussed in those videos. As a ready reckoner, I have picked up few concepts from my earlier videos which I have already written here, which we'll be using. So question number 1. Question number 1 talks about, in a triangle ABC, the right angle is at B. The length of the line segment AB is given to you as 24 centimeter. BC line segment is given to you as 7 centimeter, and you have to determine the trigonometric ratios, these 4 trigonometric ratios. So what is the first thing that you are expected to do? The first thing that you are expected to do is draw a triangle in which you are able to substitute this piece of information. So I have drawn a triangle ABC such that the right angle is at B. So in that case, AB is 24 centimeter, BC is 7, and the length of the hypotenuse needs to be found out. At the same time, I have drawn another triangle with a different orientation, though it is ABC only, but a kind of, let's say, if I would have drawn it here like this. What is the objective? The objective here is, if you just understand it with the help of XY plane. So this is the first quadrant, this is the second quadrant, third quadrant and fourth quadrant, right? In which I have taken 2 lines passing through the origin. And let us assume that this is the triangle that I have drawn, this triangle ACB, such that this angle theta is angle C. Now this angle theta is an acute angle because it is lesser than 90 degrees. So this is one such case you will make. So the first triangle that you have made here is a case wherein C is an acute angle. Okay. Now if this information would not have been given, we'll see how do we use this information. But this is how you would generally attempt the question. The second case here is, you are talking about the second quadrant wherein this is the same angle C that we are talking about. This is the orientation that we are talking about, but we have labeled it as minus C. Why? Because, what is the reason? The reason here is, this is the angle that C makes with the negative direction of x-axis. So the balance angle that we are making here is 180 minus theta, which is obtuse. So you will see that when you are talking about the cases, you have to make these cases so that it becomes easier for you to attempt such kind of questions. Since the lengths are given here we will not talk about this case. We will see why, and here we will talk about this case only, because the lengths are given. Had it been given in form of a ratio, maybe we should have taken, or we would have taken, both the cases. Okay, now let's say the second thing that you're supposed to do here is use the Pythagoras theorem. So hypotenuse square is equal to perpendicular square plus base square. Perpendicular to you is given to you as 24 centimeters, so this becomes 24 square, and this becomes a 7 square. So this is 576 plus another 49. So eventually you see that you get a quadratic equation. H square is equal to a 625, because of which you get 2 values of H. One value of H that you get is a plus 25 centimeter, or you get the value of H as minus 25 centimeters. Now the length can never be negative, which is why we are considering only this value and we are not considering this value, because the length is always positive. The length can never be negative. You're talking about weighing something, measuring something. It can never be negative. It has to be positive only. So which is why we are ruling out the second case. But I repeat, had this piece of information been given in terms of a ratio like 24/7 or whatever, in that case we would have been required to take the second case as well. Okay, so now we know that sine A. Let's first calculate sine C. So we know that sine C is perpendicular upon hypotenuse. Cos C is base upon hypotenuse. So in this case, sine C, can we just write down the values of PBH? So let's say PBH, it becomes easier. So perpendicular is 24, base is 7, and the hypotenuse is 25. Right? So how much is P by H? 24/25. How much is B by H? 7/25. Now the moment you are writing this trigonometric ratio, this is what I was saying. So when I write this trigonometric ratios, then the inference becomes different. But here the measuring length was given, which is why the negative length was discarded. Okay. Now in my earlier videos we have already done what? Now we know that if this is a right angle triangle and we are talking about angle C, so can we say sine C is equal to cos A? Sine C is equal to cos A, and at the same time we can say cos C is equal to sine A. So I'm using the table PBH. So I can say sine A is equal to cos C. So I can directly write down this value as 7/25. Right? And this value can be, this cos A becomes sine C. So this value can be directly written as 24/25. Now when we are writing this sine A is equal to cos C, in that case this is nothing but base upon hypotenuse, and this becomes what? Perpendicular upon hypotenuse. Let's check it out. Sine A. So we are talking about this orientation. Sine A is equal to perpendicular upon hypotenuse. Perpendicular upon hypotenuse. So we are talking about, which case are we talking about? We are talking about sine A is equal to base upon hypotenuse. So 7/25. Let's substitute this value here. And similarly, when we talk about cos A, so we are talking about cos A is equal to base upon hypotenuse. So it is P/h. So this becomes very, very handy, which is why it was requested that you should go through all the videos before you start doing this exercise. It becomes really easy and comprehensive for you. Okay, let's talk about question number 2. So in question number 2, it basically talks about, it says in figure 8.13, this is the figure that they have already given in the question, and they are asking you to find out tan P minus cot R. So if it is an objective question, I can do it in few seconds, though if it is a subjective question, it will take me slightly longer to do. Now, if I talk about question number 1, we just discussed a property. If right angle is at Q, and we know that P and R are complementary angles to each other. And why do I say complementary? If this angle is theta, this becomes 90 minus theta. So in that case, we will be able to say that tan P is equal to cot R, tan C is equal to cot A. So we are talking about this triangle. Tan C becomes equal to cot A, or tan A becomes equal to cot C. So in that case, you already know that tan P is equal to cot R. So this answer should come out to be a 0. Now it gives you a very, very healthy feeling, because the very first thought that you're giving to a question is you're just trying to understand, you're making the diagram. The diagram is already given to you in this case. So it becomes easier for you to reason out the answer. Once you have already reasoned out the answer, you have the answer there before you, it becomes easier for you to just solve the question, given the fact that you already know the answer. Okay. So now in this case, we already know that the answer is 0. We just need to establish it. So in that case, this is base. We don't know the base. This is hypotenuse, and this is the value of the perpendicular. We just need to use the Pythagoras theorem, which says p square plus b square is equal to h square. So from here we'll get the value of b square as h square minus p square, which is just like saying h minus p into h plus p. This is the value of b square. So how much is h minus p? 1. H plus p, 25. So from here you would say that b square is equal to a 25. Now here b square is equal to 25, and finally you will say b is equal to plus 5 or minus 5. But then the length. And as talked in the very first question, here since the lengths are given, we will consider only this length. We will not consider the negative length. Okay. So now it becomes easier. How much is tan P? Tan P, we know that tan theta is equal to perpendicular upon base. So in this case, it becomes B by P minus cot R. Cot R is base upon perpendicular, which is again B by P. So without even calculating these values, you could have said that the answer is 0. Without. So which is why it was suggested, most of the questions on trigonometry can be just done by PBH concept. You need not even substitute the values. But then let's see. So what is the value of the base here? 5. What is the value of the perpendicular? and we already knew in advance that the answer should be a 0. So it gives a very healthy feeling. The answer was already known. It took you another 1 minute or so in which you could have solved the entire question. Okay, so let's move on to question number 3. Question number 3 basically says, if sine A is equal to 3 by 4, then calculate the value of these two trigonometric ratios, which is cos A and tan A. Now, if you would see, in the very beginning, you need to identify, is this the question? I mean, is this question the same as the question that you did earlier? Let's say question 1 and question 2. No, they are different. Why were they different? Because there they had given you the absolute values. Here they have just given you a trigonometry. So this question becomes different, and maybe you can relate this with example 1 that we have already done in one of our videos. Okay, so now the first thing that you need to do here is write down the trigonometric ratio, which is nothing but sine A is equal to perpendicular upon hypotenuse, which is nothing but 3 by 4. Once you have done this, thereafter you make a diagram wherein I have taken this angle, the triangle that I have taken here is ABC with the right angle at B. Now in this case, we know that sine A, which is perpendicular, so can I say this is just like saying 3x and this is just like saying 4x. Now the point to be understood here is x is a non-zero real number. This is the point that you need to write down. X is a non-zero real number. Now in that case, we need to find out the value of this base. So we know that p square plus b square is equal to h square. So from here you get the value of b square as h square minus p square, which using a square minus b square, you can write it as h minus p into h plus p. So once you have written this, in that case, you know that 4x minus 3x is 1x and 4x plus 3x is 7x. So we are basically saying what? This is 7x square. We are saying b square. So in that case, the value of b becomes plus x root 7, or it becomes minus x root 7. Now, to be more precise here, we know that x is a non-zero number, right? And x is a real number. But just assuming, because these are two different values of x that we are getting from here, so we could have said x is a non-zero but a positive real number based on the values that we were getting. Because the moment I say x is a positive real number, this gives me a positive value and this gives me a negative value. Now you can simply use PBH. Now you already know. So that means this gives you two different orientations of the triangle. So rather than drawing two triangles now, which we had talked about in the very first question, we can just write down the values. Which values? PBH, right? So this value I can write it as x root 7 or plus x root 7 or minus x root 7. Okay. So what are we basically talking about? We are saying that if sine A is equal to 3 by 4, right? So that we are basically talking about which quadrant? We are talking about first quadrant, right? So when we are talking about first quadrant, or we are talking about which quadrant? We are talking about second quadrant. So when you are talking about first and second quadrant, you are seeing that PBH plus 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 is what you had taken. So let me make two cases here, PBH. So the first case here, PBH plus 3x plus x root 7 plus 4x is the first case that we have made here. And second case we are talking about here is PBH. So the value of b here is negative. The value of b here is negative. So the point that I am trying to make here is, when you are saying that sine A is equal to 3 by 4, either you use the concept of PBH or you use alternatively the concept of all students take care, which is in the first quadrant all the six trigonometric ratios are positive. In the second, sine and cosec are positive and the remaining are negative. In the third quadrant, tan and cot are positive and the remaining ratios are negative. In the fourth one, cos and sec are positive and the remaining are negative. Either you talk about PBH or you talk about this, which is nothing but the outcome of PBH only. Okay, so for example, I could have avoided this entire discussion and I could have said, oh, when you're talking about sine theta or sine A being positive, so we are basically talking about the first quadrant. We are talking about the first quadrant and we are talking about the second quadrant. So this is nothing but, you can say this is the first quadrant and this is nothing but we are talking about the second quadrant values. Right? Okay. Now cos A. Cos A. So let me make the quadrants here, first quadrant and second quadrant. We know cos is what? Base upon hypotenuse. Base upon hypotenuse. In the second quadrant, we know that cos is positive in the first and the fourth. So in the second quadrant, it will be negative. Tan. Tan is perpendicular upon base. So you would have said that this is nothing but 3 by root 7. And tan becomes negative in the second quadrant. Right? So if sine A is given as 3 by 4, then we are talking about first quadrant and the second quadrant. And when we are talking about first quadrant and the second quadrant, then in the first and the second quadrant, cos is positive in the first, negative in the second. Same with tan. Tan is positive in the first, negative in the second. This is the complete and the correct answer that you are supposed to give. Right? Let's move on to the fourth question. So talking about the fourth question now, in which they have given that 15 cot A is equal to 8 and they are asking to find out the value of sine A and sec A. Since we have already attempted 3 questions and now we have a fair understanding about the topic. So now in this question finally we will exhibit a maturer approach. So we will see that next time and onwards, whenever we are supposed to attempt a question like this, we will adopt the same kind of an approach. So now what are you supposed to do? Have they mentioned anything about the angle A here? Is it acute, obtuse or reflex? No, they haven't. So the very first thing you would do here is, as advised, you would draw a triangle, and here I have taken the value of A as an acute angle, though it doesn't make any difference as far as the interpretation is concerned. Okay. Now we know that from here we could have said that cot A is equal to 8 by 15. Right? Now we know what is cot. Cot is the reciprocal of tan. Tan is perpendicular upon base. So cot becomes base upon perpendicular. And this has been expressed in terms of a ratio. Right? So we can just assume. So this is, we would just put these values inside this triangle. So what is the value of base here? Let us say the value of the base here is 8x. What is the value of the perpendicular here? The value of the perpendicular here is 15x. Keeping in mind that x is a non-zero real, positive real number now. Right? This is the additional condition which you need to write, otherwise you may falter. Okay. So next thing, can we apply the Pythagoras theorem? But before we apply the Pythagoras theorem, once we have already substituted these values here, let us try and understand that cot theta and tan theta, they would always be positive in which quadrants? They'll be positive in the first and the third quadrant. So before we go ahead, let us just draw the first quadrant and the third quadrant. And then write down these trigonometric ratios which we are supposed to find out. So which trigonometric ratios are we supposed to find out? We are supposed to find out the value of sine A and sec A is what we are supposed to find out. Okay, we are supposed to find out sine A and we are supposed to find out sec A. So make it as objective as possible, because once you get the values, the requisite values, then you can just substitute the values in the question here. Okay, now we know that sine A will be perpendicular upon hypotenuse, and sec is what? Is the reciprocal for cos. So in that case it becomes cos is what? Base upon hypotenuse. Sec A becomes hypotenuse upon base. So now The third part here is, so this was the first thing that we did, this is the second thing that we are doing, and we just need to substitute the values for which we require the value of h, which is not known to us. So applying the Pythagoras theorem, which says h square is equal to p square plus b square. So what is p square here? 15x whole square plus 8x whole square. So can I say now how much is it? 15x whole square. So this is 225x square plus 64x square. That makes it how much? 20. Now this is 289x square. So let's understand now, we are getting the value of h square as 289x square. So now this is what? This is a quadratic equation, and a quadratic equation of this sort gives me two symmetric values. What are the two symmetric values that we are going to get from here? One value of h that you are going to get from here is plus 17x, and the other value for which we use OR, we are going to get it as minus 17x. For the time being, I am just writing the positive value here, and then based on the quadrant we can write down the values. So we know in the first quadrant all of these would be positive in the first quadrant. In the third quadrant it is only tan which is going to be, tan and cot, which will be positive. The remaining would be negative, so just put the sign here. And now you can just substitute the values. So p upon h, p upon h is 15 by 7, 17. And in this case we get minus 15 by 17. Right? Here we know it is h by b. So h by b gives me 17 by 8. And the second value that we are going to get from here is minus 17 by 8. This is the complete and the correct solution for the piece of information that was given to us. And mind it, they have not specified the value of a. Had they specified the value of a as an acute angle, in that case we would have considered only the first quadrant. If they would have specified that a is let's say a reflex angle, an obtuse angle, whatever, in that case you would have taken only the negative values, because in this case we are talking about the third quadrant. So when I talk about the third quadrant, and if I take the positive direction of x-axis, the angle is going to be a reflex angle. Failing which? Failing means what? Since they have not mentioned what is the value of a, whether it is acute, obtuse or a reflex angle, which is why the complete solution would be, we will consider both the first quadrant and the third quadrant for any other trigonometric ratio other than cot A. Why not cot A? Even cot A would be first and the third quadrant only, because it is the cot only which decides that we are supposed to consider the first and the third quadrant. I hope all these 4 questions will give you a lot of insight regarding this topic, and henceforth when you are solving other exercises also, it is going to help you immensely. If you feel that this video was really knowledgeable and informative, please do not forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel. If you have already done so, click on the bell icon and select all, so that you can start receiving updates from us regularly. If you want us to do some videos on some specific topics or difficult topics, please do not hesitate and just put it in the comment section so that we can do it for you. Thank you so much. Until next we meet, goodbye.